All right, so we'll start today. Excuse me, sorry. Either sitting on your heels like this, or if you want to do a comfortable seat, up to you. Just let your hands hang out on your knees or by your side, whichever works. Let the eyes soften and shut as we settle in. And begin to move the inhales and exhales through the nose. Slow and steady inhales in. Slow and steady exhales out. Go any distractions from the morning, anything to do later, and just try to come into this here and now. And as you continue to breathe, let's bring some attention to our shoulders. Noticing any tight points in the shoulders. Any pain points or anything like that. Just be aware of anything that's going on in the shoulders here, doing a little body scan of the shoulder area. Let's do one last deep inhale in here. Once you exhale, go ahead and let the eyes open back up. Wiggle out the fingers here. And then if you want to stay in your seat or come to your heels here, we're going to start by taking our hands behind the back and interlacing the fingers. And then we'll start by drawing those shoulder blades together on the next inhale and drawing the hands away from the seat. And we'll hold here. And take a nice deep inhale in. And this time as you exhale, let's bring the head back, getting into a little bit of a back bend here, maybe drawing the hands a little further away from the seat. Let's deep inhale here. And as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold over, bringing your forehead down to the mat. Arms are gonna come up overhead. We'll go ahead and bring our torso back up. Release the hands. Then we're gonna bring our arms up. Sweep our arms up overhead. And we'll do that again here. So sweep the arms back down. And sweep the arms up overhead. And we're gonna interlace all of our fingers except for the index fingers. Take a nice inhale and to really lengthen through the spine, really pointing through those index fingers. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge off to the right first. Come back to center and hinge off to the left. Come back to center. And we'll go ahead and bring our arms back down to our sides here. And we're going to do some shoulder blade cars and movements here. So we're going to focus a lot on our shoulder blades today, and then some rotational work of the shoulders. So we'll start with some shoulder blade work. So we'll take a nice deep inhale in, and then we'll start our cars as you exhale out. So start to bring the shoulders up towards the ears as much as you can. Or keeping the rest of the body still here. And then we'll draw the shoulder blades together, really go into as far into that quadrant as you can. And then keeping the shoulder blades together, bring them as far down the back as you can. And keeping them down the back, let's bring them away from each other. And then we'll bring them up towards our ears again. Really try to go all the way to that end range. And then pull the shoulder blades together as they're up by your ears. Pull them down the back. Shoulder blades away from each other as they're down your back. Up towards the ears. And then we're going to switch directions. So now let's bring them down the back as they're away from each other. Shoulder blades together. Bring them up the back. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other. Down the back. Shoulder blades together. Up towards the ears. And then we'll take them away from each other one last time. And then just do some circles with it once you're done. Switching directions. All right. And so keeping down here, what we're going to do next here is we're going to take our right arm out to the side. It's out to a perpendicular shape here. And we're going to make a thumbs forward kind of thing going on here. And so we'll start by bringing the thumb up. So let's bring our other hand, we'll bring our left hand onto our right shoulder here, just to kind of make sure that like our shoulder's not hiking up at all. We want to keep the shoulder and the arm in the exact same position. So let's tense our belly up, taking a nice deep inhale in. Then we're going to rotate that thumb up to a thumbs up, and then bring it back behind you as far as you can go without letting that shoulder move in its position. Or I should say move up or down or anything. And now bring that thumb back forward and down and as far back behind you as you can without letting that shoulder head roll in. And we'll come back up and behind you. And then we're going to roll it back down. And the thumb goes back as far as it can without letting the shoulder head kind of roll in like that. We want to keep the shoulder nice and in the middle and stable here. Do that one more time. Thumb comes up and behind. And then thumb goes down. Nice and slow movements here. And then goes all the way back behind you as far as you can go. And then we'll go ahead and release. And we'll switch sides here. So bring that left arm out with the thumb facing forward to start. Right arm goes on your left shoulder or collarbone here, wherever is like good feedback for you. So we'll start by tensing up the rest of the body, keeping the torso nice and straight and still. And then we'll lift that thumb up and behind you as far as you can go and hold. And now bring the thumb back forward and start to rotate it down. And then we'll bring it back up and behind us here. Nice. And then we'll bring it down and behind it as far as you can go. And when you rotate it back as far as you can go, try to rotate from this upper arm part. The thumb just kind of follows along. And then we'll come back up and behind us here. And then back down one more time here. And bring that thumb back behind you, but try not to let that shoulder head roll in again. And then go ahead and release. Shake it out and roll it out. Then we'll come back to center. If you want to switch up your position at all, you're welcome to do that. And we're going to do a similar thing this time, just with our arms out in front of us here. So we're going to start with the arms with the thumbs up, and we're going to add in some of the shoulder blade work as well. So keeping the spine nice and long, we're going to start by lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. And now we're going to rotate the thumbs down. And now draw the shoulder blades down the back as far as you can. And then lift the thumbs back up. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and together this time, the thumbs go down as far as you can. Keeping the shoulder blades together, draw them down the back. And then lift the thumbs back up towards the sky. And now we'll draw the shoulder blades away from each other. So your hands will go forward here. And now we'll lift, or sorry, we gotta rotate down first. And then we'll rotate back up. And now we'll lift them up towards our ears, keeping the shoulder blades away from each other. And then down. And then back up. And then draw the shoulder blades together. We'll go down, and this time we're gonna hold it down. And then bring the shoulder blades down the back. And then we'll lift it up. Shoulder blades away from each other. Bring them down. And then shoulder blades up, keeping them away from each other. Go ahead and release now. Nice work. And we'll add a little bit more in. So we started out just coming straight out from the side here. What we're gonna do now is add it up a little bit higher and a little bit higher. These all just like activate just slightly different parts of the muscle groups of the shoulders. So we started here. We'll go ahead and start our arm out there, and then we're gonna lift it up higher, and we're gonna lift it up as high up as we can. And that one we'll just do a full palm. So if you prefer like a full palm out rather than a thumbs up kind of thing, you're more than welcome to do that. But we'll start here with the arm coming straight out from the side. So we'll do our, our normal thumb up on this one, like we did before. And then thumb back down, keeping that belly nice and toned. And now keeping the thumb down, we're gonna raise the arm up about, 15 degrees or 20 degrees or so. And so you're not quite all the way up there, and keep the thumb down. And now roll the thumb up, bringing it as far back as you can. And roll the thumb back down. We're gonna do this 3 times here and hold. Roll the thumb up, bring it as far back as you can. Hold. And then roll the thumb back down, thumbs down, hold. Now keeping the thumb down, lift it up kind of as high as you can without like letting the shoulder hike up too much by your ear here. So you're coming to kind of your end range motion of abduction here. So once you've gotten up there, hold the thumb down. Then we're gonna lift the thumb up and back as far as you can. And then bring the thumb back down. Thumb goes back behind you. One more time. Thumb goes back down. And then we're just gonna make a full fist now and try to keep the arm up where it's at. And then we're gonna move the shoulder blades. So bring the shoulder up towards the ear. And then bring it down the back, keeping the arm up. Make a nice big fist, really hold that fist tight. Shoulder blade goes up. Shoulder blade goes down. One more time, shoulder blade goes up. And shoulder blade goes down. Go ahead and release. Shake it out. Roll it out. Do whatever you need to do. And then we'll switch sides. So we're doing a lot of rotational capacity work because that really helps with all movements of the joint. So in the shoulder here, the most foundational thing that you can do to help mobility in all different directions is working your rotational capacity. So that's why we're doing a little bit more work on that today. We haven't done it in a little while. So we'll come out with our shoulder out to the side here. We'll start with the thumb facing forward, and we'll bring that other hand onto the shoulder here. And just for a little bit of feedback, I don't know if you can see me very well, but when I'm talking about trying not to let the shoulder come up towards the ear, I mean, obviously the deltoid's gonna come up towards your ear, but I'm talking about at that end there when we were doing the shoulder blade stuff, it's just you don't want it to like rise up to the ear like that, okay? So when we're doing this rotational stuff, we're trying to keep the shoulder right here. And then at the end, when we're doing the shoulder blade stuff, that's when we come up and down. Groovy? Okay. So we'll do this other side here. All right, so arm starts coming out from the side. Our other hand is on our collarbone or top of the shoulder here. We'll start by bringing our thumb up and back, keeping the belly nice and toned here. And then turn the thumb down and behind you. And we're going to keep the thumb down. And then we're going to lift it up about 10 degrees, 15 degrees or so. And we'll keep the thumb down here and we'll hold. Really try to be pushing that thumb back behind you as much as you can, really rolling that arm in. And now we're going to lift the thumb up and roll that back as far as you can and hold it, keeping that pressure, rolling it all the way back. Roll the thumb down. And we'll roll the thumb back up. And the one more time with the thumb down. And then thumb back up and behind. And this time we'll keep the thumb up and try to raise it up a little bit further without letting that shoulder blade hike up. And once you've gotten to that end range there, then we'll roll the thumb down. And well, I guess it's to the side now. And then we'll roll the thumb back behind you. And then we'll roll the thumb back down. And then we'll roll the thumb back behind you. And we'll hold there. And now we're going to do the shoulder blade lifts and depresses now. So we'll do the thumb up actually. Just have the thumb coming up straight out from the side of you. And then we'll lift the shoulder blade up towards the ear. And now draw the shoulder blade down the back and hold. Shoulder blade up towards the ear and hold. And down the back and hold. One more time, up to the ear and hold. And down the back and hold. And then we'll go ahead and release. And we're going to make our way to a child's pose. So our knees will be out wide. Arms are going to be long in front of us here. And forehead's going to be down on the mat. We'll start just with resting here for a second. Just kind of resetting after all that rotational capacity work. So a couple nice deep inhales and exhales. Now we're going to bring our fingertips together. Keeping that forehead on the mat, we're going to lift our hands up over our head. All the way towards the top of the back here. And then adjust your shoulders and elbows so that your elbows and forearms are kind of like right around your head here. And we're going to do some pails and rails in this position. So we're going to start with pressing our elbows into the floor, and then we're going to try to lift the elbows up as much as we can. So we'll take a nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we're going to start pressing the elbows into the floor, starting at about 50–60% effort. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to try to lift the elbows up off the floor any amount that you can here. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the elbows back down to the floor and start pressing them in. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now lift the elbows up. If your hands come together as you're lifting up, that's fine. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows come back down to the floor. And we'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift the elbows up one last time here. Nice work. And hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release the arms back down with the palms back down on the mat in front of you. A couple breaths here. So from this position here, now we're going to do some more rotational work here. And what you're going to do, if you want to come up for a second, I'll show you a little bit better here because this is kind of a hard one to explain. So we're going to be in this position here with our hands forward, and we'll be bringing our palms down and coming to the inside of the hand. And then we'll be coming to the outside and trying to get the palms out as much as we can. But we're really focusing on the shoulders here. So you'll be kind of rolling the shoulder heads in and then rolling them out as far as you can. The hands will just kind of follow along. Does that make sense? Good. All right, cool. We'll try it out here. So we'll come back down to our child's position again with the outsides of the hands on the floor in front of us here. So we'll start with our internal rotational capacity. So we'll bring the palms down to the floor, and then the thumbs will come to the floor, and you start rolling the shoulder heads in towards each other, and the backs of the hands kind of come together. And you'll hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now bring the palms back down to the floor, come back to the outsides of the hands, and then try to bring the backs of the hands down towards the floor as like you open the shoulders up and away from each other here. And we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those palms back down, the insides of the hands back together, or back down to the floor, or sorry, the thumb side back down to the floor, and the backs of the hands come together, and start trying to roll the shoulder heads into each other, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to our external rotational capacity. So the palms come down, come to the outsides of the hands, backs of the hands to the floor, and try to roll the shoulders away from each other down towards the floor. Nice work, and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll go ahead and why don't we just do it one more time? Yeah. Palms back down, insides of the thumbs come together, or to the side, to the floor. Backs of the hands come together. Rolling those shoulder heads in towards each other internally, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the palms down, outsides of the hands come to the floor, and then the backs of the hands start drawing towards the floor. That's where the mobility work comes in. We'll hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Go ahead and walk your hands back up towards your knees, bringing your torso up. Maybe roll out the shoulders a little bit. Then we're going to make our way to a tabletop all fours position. So from our tabletop here, we're going to do our shoulder blade cars again. There's just a little bit more load on it now that we have our torso above it. So we'll start by toning that belly and keeping the belly nice and still there. We'll bring our shoulder blades up to our ears. Let the chest fall down towards the floor as the shoulder blades come together. And really try to push the chest towards the floor as much as you can. We want these shoulder blades to be as far together as you can here. Now keep the shoulder blades together and draw them as far down the back as you can. Trying to keep the arms nice and straight. And then push the floor away to draw the shoulder blades away from each other, keeping the shoulder blades down the back, up towards the ears. And then draw the shoulder blades together as the chest comes towards the floor. Draw them down the back. Shoulder blades separate as you push the floor away. Shoulders come up towards the ears. Chest goes down towards the floor. Shoulder blades go down the back. One more time here, bringing them up towards, or shoulder blades go away from each other, pushing the floor away, and now they come up towards the ears. And now we'll switch directions. So keeping them away from each other, the shoulder blades, draw them down the back. And then the shoulder blades come together as your chest goes towards the floor. Bring them up towards your ears. Press the floor away. Shoulder blades go down the back. Shoulder blades together. Up towards your ears. Push that floor away. One more time. Shoulder blades down the back as far as you can here. Really try to get to that end range. Shoulder blades come together. Up towards the ears. And then push the floor away. And then we'll make our way back to our tabletop position. Or our seated position, sorry. All right, so now we're gonna take our right arm, bring it up overhead, bend the elbow. And so the right hand is behind the back here. So I'm just gonna do this way with the same one. And so for this one, we're gonna try to keep the chin up as much as you can and try to keep the belly from popping out too far. We're gonna go ahead and grab the opposite elbow with our left hand. And so we'll tone the belly here. And we're gonna start by pulling that right elbow towards the left side as much as you can here. And once you've hit that end range, we'll pause, and then we're gonna do some pails and rails right here with this. So we're gonna start by so we're gonna keep the left hand where it is and try not to move it, and start pressing that right elbow into the left hand. And this one will start at about a 40% effort or so. And maybe we won't go to 100% effort on these, just because this is kind of a sensitive position for the shoulder. And we'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Now try to pull that right elbow towards the left side of the body, at least making it light on the right or on that left hand. And we'll hold there for 3, 2, 1. And now we're gonna press that right elbow back into the left hand. This time maybe a 50, 60% effort, but don't go too much, and hold it for 3, 2, 1. And now we'll start to pull that right elbow away from the left hand if you can, or at least make the effort to, and hold for 3, 2, 1. One more time, we're gonna push that right elbow into the left hand and hold it for 3, 2, 1. And now we'll pull the right elbow away from the left hand one last time and hold it for 3, 2, 1. And then we'll release, and we'll shake that out, kind of roll it out a little bit. That having it up there like that, definitely want to be careful with that. Should have worn a little bit more beforehand, but when you have it all the way like this, it's really hard to try to pull it across the body. So really what you're trying to do when I say pull it across the body, instead of pressing that elbow in, is just try to keep it where it is and keep that right hand light on it. So because you're not going to get a whole lot more like mobility range motion going back that way. But just become light on it and try to keep it where it's at, so you're actively engaging rather than having the hand passively push it. So we'll do the other side now. So we'll go ahead and bend that elbow behind the head here. Left hand is on the top of the back. And we will bring that right, and then we'll pull that left elbow to the right side as much as you can. And then notice your belly. Notice if you've kind of got a back bend in here, and try to tone the belly, getting a little arch out of the low back as much as you can. And once you hit your end range motion here in your stretch, keep the right hand where it is and start to press the left elbow into the right hand at about a 40% effort or so. Holding for 3, 2, 1. And now I'll just cue it this way. Become light on the right hand and try to keep the left elbow where it's at, pulling towards the right side of the body. It helps to make a fist with the left hand. and hold for 3, 2, 1. Place that right hand back on the left elbow, pulling it back across the right foot towards the right side. And then start pressing the left elbow into the right hand. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Become light on that right hand as you try to keep the left elbow where it's at. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Right hand goes back on the left elbow. Start pressing the left elbow into the right hand, holding for 3, 2, 1. Last time, going across or holding it, trying to hold it behind the back and hold it for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Definitely do some shoulder blade rolls here in both directions. Nice work. All right. So now we're going to do a little bit more of our rotational capacity work. So I would recommend either coming to sitting on your toes like this, or if you want to stand on your knees, that works too. Whichever you prefer. We just need a little bit more room than sitting will give us here. So we're going to start with this. So we did it a lot in our abduction movement here. So what we're going to do now is do it in our flexion and extension movements. So we'll start with our hands in front, both thumbs up. Let's get that belly nice and toned. And then we're going to bring our thumbs down and as far out as you can. And then bring the thumbs up and as far back as you can. Thumbs come up and then down and bring them as far out as you can. Shoulder heads are kind of rolling in towards each other now. And then bring the thumbs up and out. And the shoulder heads roll away. This is kind of the same thing as we were doing in that child's pose one. So now bring the thumbs back up. We're going to bring them down so that they're by our hips. And now the thumbs will go out as far as you can here. So you broaden through the chest, shoulder blades come together. And then bring the thumbs back towards the inside. And then bring them behind you as far as you can. The shoulder heads kind of roll towards each other. And then we'll bring the thumbs out and behind as much as you can here. And hold there. Shoulder blades are coming towards each other. And now we're going to roll those thumbs in. Shoulder heads roll in towards each other as the shoulder blades separate. And hold here. One more time. Thumbs go out. Shoulder blades together. And then last time, thumbs come in, rolling those shoulder heads together. And then now, you guys stay where you're at. Just positioning myself. So we've got our thumbs facing forward here. Now we're going to extend behind us as far as you can. And same thing, just with the extension going on here now. So roll the thumbs in towards each other. And try to keep the spine nice and long here. Shoulder heads can come towards each other though. And then we're going to roll the thumbs back as the shoulder blades come together. Keep pushing back as far as you can with your extension. Don't let them come down towards your hips as much as you can. Roll the thumbs in towards each other and then back. And once you've hit that end range, make sure to really lift in your extension as far as you can. Thumbs go out and then back behind you, broadening through the chest, shoulder blades together. And lift the backs of the hands up towards the sky as much as you can as you hold. Roll the thumbs in towards each other and then behind you last time. And hold here. And now last time, thumbs go out and back, broadening through the chest. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. And release. Shake it out and roll it out. And last thing we're going to do today before we move into our Shavasana is a little bit of neck work. So you can go ahead and come to a comfortable seat here. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to guide you through it. So I won't be mirroring you. So just listen to my voice. Don't listen to where my head's going, or don't watch where my head's going. So we'll start with letting our eyes soften and shut here. And let your hands come down onto your knees, whatever feels good. And then we'll lengthen through our spine, nice and tall here. On the inhale in. As you exhale, let the chin come down towards the sternum, keeping the spine nice and long. We'll do 2 breath rounds here to start and get settled. Now we're going to move our gaze over our left shoulder, but keep the chin down and brush the collarbone as you move over the left shoulder. Eyes can stay closed. And then turn the left ear to the left shoulder as the chin comes up. Roll the head back behind you. So your gaze is overhead. And then roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder. And then bring your chin back down to your sternum, brushing the right collarbone along the way. One more time going that way. Brush the left shoulder as the gaze goes over the left shoulder. Turn your left shoulder or left ear to the left shoulder. Roll the head up and back behind you as you bring your right ear to your right shoulder. We'll hold there. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder. And then brush the right collarbone as you bring the head back down to the sternum. Let's switch directions here. So this time we're going to bring the gaze over the right shoulder, brushing the right collarbone as you go. Turn the right ear to the right shoulder. Roll the head back so the gaze goes up overhead, and then bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Then brush your left collarbone as you bring your head back down towards center with the chin down. And then brushing the right collarbone, turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Right ear goes towards right shoulder. Roll the head up and back behind you. And then bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Turn your gaze over the left shoulder. And brush the left collarbone as you bring the chin back down towards the sternum. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold over our seat. So start walking your hands out in front of you. Bringing your forehead down to the mat. And then if you want to roll your chest, out to one side and out to the other. Maybe walk your hands to each side, giving a nice stretch through the side body. Just kind of some last little shoulder stretching movements here that feel good for you. I like the little side to side movements with the arms. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and roll onto your back and make your way to your final resting pose of Shavasana. Just be sure to tuck the shoulders down the back a little bit here. And invite the shoulder heads to relax and roll back towards the mat. And let go of any tension in the body. Jaw relax. The space around the eyes can soften. And just breathe for our last few breaths or moments here together. Let's go ahead and bring some awareness back to the breath. Some small movements back to the body as you wiggle out your fingers and your toes. Rolling those wrists and ankles. And then when you're ready, bend one knee at a time, press your way up to a comfortable seat. And once you've arrived here, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Haven't seen any changes to the body, especially the shoulders. And then take a moment of appreciation for your time spent on the mat this morning. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you both for showing up, sharing your practice and your light this morning. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And namaste. Oh, thanks, dudes.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah. How was that one? Lots of shoulder blading.
Yeah, it was good.
Good deal. All right. Well, first van yoga, so that was fun.
Worked
Yeah.
out.
Worked
I think
out.
I'll be able to do like shoulder mobility stuff in here, and that's about it. Can't do anything with the hips in here. So
Back?
Huh?
What about some back stuff? Would you be able to do that or no?
Probably some back stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should do a spine focused mobility class actually coming up sometime soon. Get that in there. That'd be good. Maybe I'll do that next week.
Sounds
right,
good.
y'all.
Take care.
Good day, guys.
Have a good one. See ya.
Yeah.
Glad you survived the heat.